Everyone checking in on the cryptocurrency space. So we have been watching a 12-hour tightening range on Bitcoin, and that has been getting tighter and tighter, and pretty much nothing has gone on the last 2 days while we have waited for some action on this tightening range. And we had some news with some addresses that haven't done anything since Bitcoin was just a wee baby, seeing some funds move around. Is it Satoshi moving Bitcoin? It was only 50 Bitcoin being moved, but the market panicking and saying, oh no, maybe Satoshi's going to start dumping. So we triggered stops on the way down. You can see these short-term support levels. We had a base at 94.36 and another one at 94.63. And pretty much anybody that was using the 4-hour time frame for stop levels got stopped out on this move. And we're seeing a significant bounce in response to it. Little 15-minute trend change, zoom out. Hourly, we're just going to be looking for a lower high. But in the end, zoom out to the daily time frame still in an uptrend. Anything over 9,120 keeps the daily higher lows intact. So that's the most important support level. And of course, we know the most important resistance is 10,000. If the bulls are going to prove anything, that level has to break convincingly. So, not really a notable event. Just a bunch of panic, stop losses being triggered, bulls buying the dip, and now we're going to be watching for the potential of an hourly tightening range into the later afternoon today. And if I'm going to see a notable break in Bitcoin from here, 9,436 breaking, definitely worth paying attention to, but the fact of how it happened and the lack of any follow-through is keeping 9,120 support and 10,079 resistance as the most important range as far as the daily time frame is concerned. So with this sideways Bitcoin trading, the Bitcoin dominance chart is getting extremely tight as well. If I am an altcoin bull, I want to see 6740 support break to confirm that we are in a daily downtrend and to confirm that alts are gaining more market share relative to Bitcoin. But it's still extremely tight, and this pattern may remain tight into this weekend. But if you are looking at altcoins, you're certainly watching this pattern. And it's worth watching altcoins because there's a lot of weekly charts in their Bitcoin pairings that are trying to form weekly higher lows in equilibriums. Let's run down those names real quick. So ETH BTC weekly time frame. Equilibrium, weekly higher low is set. It was a great bottom fishing setup. And we're now looking for a weekly lower high to form compared to 2613. So that's one of them. Another one, Link BTC. So Link is looking for a weekly higher low to form in its own equilibrium. I would need to see a break of 43.9 to say, yes, our weekly higher low is set. And now we're going to look for a lower high. XTZ BTC, same deal. Trying the weekly higher low, it's just being set. We're just breaking the high of last week. Tightening weekly range to be watching. And one more, ADA BTC, weekly higher low very clearly set. And now we're looking up at resistance. These charts are the charts that you are watching if you are an altcoin trader and looking at these major altcoins that have had popularity due to their technical strength, or you could say due to fundamentals, but for me it's due to technical strength. And we're going to get breaks of these tightening ranges in the middle of this summer. Probably, I would say, within 6 weeks. And it's going to dictate a lot about short-term direction. Well, we'll talk about it pretty much in terms of direction for the second half of 2020 with how these charts break. So very important to be paying attention to these charts and their Bitcoin pairings. ETH USD, pulling back on the daily inside bar bear break. Anything above 191.35 keeps the daily higher lows intact. We had daily resistance of 217, perfect double top rejection, so bears being rewarded for any top fishing bearish entries. And we'll have to see the bulls regain the 4-hour trend in their favor to say that our daily higher low has been established compared to 191.35. LTC, big pullback on the daily, but anything above 41.89 is a higher low. Not really doing anything in terms of its longer term resistances at this point. 49.12 was key resistance. We formed a lower high compared to that level. Big spike up, but just as fast a drop back down. XRP USD, daily higher low as long as we hold 19.53, and the daily trend change not convincing at this point. And on the weekly chart, not really much clarity. Daily chart, definitely wants more follow through than this, as the other altcoins that we're about to look at have very convincing daily trend changes, while XRP not so much. BNB, there's your convincing daily trend change. Resistance was 1670, and we got well over that, but we did not break 1749 resistance, a lower high compared to that level. We didn't break the low of yesterday, so bull's still holding on just fine. Even if we did, we'd be looking for a higher low compared to 1546. Link USD, daily trend change very confidently and testing the high of the entire move 421. Not breaking it yet. We came 2% shy, but continuing to show us that it is one of the stronger altcoins in this space. XTZ, daily trend change, very convincing, but unable to break 297 resistance, back from where we came from. So that's pretty much the theme on these names. Daily trend change, daily higher lows intact, but not breaking resistance from early May at this point. ADA USDT, someone in the YouTube comments suggested checking it out, and it's definitely worth checking out because it's hitting higher highs. It's at the high of the entire COVID bounce. The daily uptrend is remaining intact. Anything above 4951 is a daily higher low, but why I like it even more is, again, the ADA BTC pairing, because it's giving us the weekly higher low that all the other charts that I was already watching, ETH, Link, XTZ, and their Bitcoin pairings, all those bulls want to see their weekly charts look exactly like this. So it's almost like a glimpse into the future of what the bulls are hoping for in terms of the equilibrium tightening up. We'll see if ADA BTC rejects from 624 and stays in this equilibrium for another few weeks. That is the most important resistance level. So all in all, a short-term little panicky dump. We would have to see hourly lower highs and lower lows for the bears to prove any follow-through to us. It's possible to happen, so we'll have to be paying attention into tonight. But if that were to happen, I do believe that there will be some bulls looking to play off of 9120 support to try and maintain the daily higher lows. If we change the hourly trend back to the bulls once we top out, if we then hold the low and see a higher high, it will pretty much be as if this little panic were erased. And we'll be back to the very tight range that we're watching for a break sometime in the near future. Altcoin bulls hoping to remain sideways on Bitcoin, and they're hoping for their Bitcoin pairings to see a bit more strength and a bit more follow through for those weekly higher lows to very clearly be set. And again, those weekly Bitcoin pairing charts will likely get some solid follow through if we see this Bitcoin dominance chart break 6740 as well. Lots to be watching. I'm certainly focusing more on the alt space in these current setups because of the weekly higher low most likely scenario and equilibriums. Watching them closer than I have been in a long time. Very curious to see how it all plays out. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Do good things, and we will see you soon.